How about now? Hopefully, hopefully, I am now broadcasting successfully. Let's see. David or Archie, if you could let me know if you are finally hearing my scratchy voice this morning. It's a little scratchy. There we go. All right. I had the phantom power for my microphone. I'm not using my regular microphone. I've got like a little my mic on my mic is on a stand today because I don't have my desk setup is not complete. Camera is up, light is up, um, different angle. Still working on that, but all of that said, we're at 9 minutes and 22 seconds till the flight window. Yeah, I'm very scratchy this morning. We are among the 88,900 viewers on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'll switch over to the live broadcast here in a sec. That is a live view of I think they're calling it Starbase now. The road is pretty much just under. You can see the road kind of runs. That would actually be from the west to the east. So this is a drone shot from over the beach, basically, is what that is. Looks like we're about 96% on the upper stage and 88, 89 on the lower. I actually woke up before my alarm went off. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Kind of excited about this. Lots of new stuff going to happen on this. This is a hot stage rocket, which is a little different than the first time. The first time they tried to separate the two stages and then ignite the upper stage. Never worked on the first one, so hot staging. The two stages stay connected, and they ignite the upper stage, which then forces all of the propellants into the bottom of the tanks, so then they can be successfully ignited. No air pockets, no air bubbles. Those are bad for rocket engines. Ignition requires a constant stream of fuel, so yes, look at the vapor. So that is all the condensation from the various propellants, which are liquid oxygen and methane, I believe, are the two propellants being used here, and that's it. It's a little different than what a cool shot. A little different than like a Saturn V, which used, and actually the Falcon 9 uses like a really high grade rocket kerosene. So the flight plan today is to take off, hopefully clear the tower, clear all of what they call stage 0, get up over the Gulf of Mexico, hot stage, separate the two. The upper stage will then do a boost back burn, and then basically do a fake landing in the Gulf of Mexico. There's no landing pad available in the Gulf, so it's basically just going to crash down in the Gulf. I think they called it a controlled descent and controlled splashdown. We'll see how that goes. There are the 33 Raptor engines. So this is from the bottom looking up. This camera more than likely will be destroyed in the process of launch. Hopefully we'll get to see the pre-flight gimbal. All of these engines are on a gimbal system, and so they can move. If you've watched any of the pre-flight, I watched Hunger Games last week. The pre-flight propaganda films. They had shots of all of the engines gimbling. It's pretty sweet. Splutter of rocket fuel. Let's see. Lots of vapor. So that is all the condensation and excess venting. I believe mostly liquid oxygen turning into vapor. There are a lot of regulations about releasing methane into the atmosphere. Methane into the atmosphere is bad, and of course, with all that excess oxygen in the area, Methane and oxygen are the two propellants, as I said. You get them together and have the unfortunate luck to get a spark in any of that vapor, and kaboom, the whole thing blows up. That would be bad. Let's see. I should treat this like a regular stream. Archie, good morning, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. And of course, David, Mr. Member, gets a member gong. Ooh, that's going to be a cool view. This is going to be amazing. Archie adds P1 at Vegas had a manhole cover come loose. Yeah, I was watching that. I actually stayed up and watched that. Yeah, basically destroyed Carlos Sainz's car. It looked like the concrete that was holding the manhole cover down. It's like a water cover. It's actually one of the smaller ones, about yay big. Yeah, just totally destroyed his car. I have not watched qualifying yet, so please don't spoil it. I've got it recorded. I'm going to watch that later, probably after the launch. It's only a 20-minute launch window, so originally it was a 2-hour launch window, and I had no idea how I was going to talk for 2 hours if they had a delay of any sort. If they have a delay, that's a beautiful shot. If they have a delay of any sort today, they only have 20 minutes. There is Boca Chica Beach in the background. Beautiful beach. This whole setting is kind of surreal. If you like the beach, it's on the beach. It's South Padre Island, which I've got my hat on, and Boca Chica, Texas. This whole area is quite beautiful, frankly. I really like it. So, splutter of rocket fuel. Yes. This is not a manned flight. This is completely, the only thing in here is propellant. And yeah, spare cars for F1, so that's a good thing. So hopefully the picture, I don't believe I can change the resolution. We're up to 121,000 viewers for SpaceX. That's pretty sweet. There are 3 of you here. I don't know who number 3 is. Whoever you are in the background, welcome. We'll see what this does. The last SpaceX launch had a massive viewership. It was pretty crazy. I don't know what was going on there. Let's check in with the broadcast.
We have to go exactly at T0. That 40-second hold is super helpful. If we need to, for example, we need more time to pressurize the COPVs for flight levels. Perhaps fuel.
If the engineers just need to look at some of the data, see how engines are performing, or the avionics.
Exactly, those checkouts, being able to have the opportunity to top off the fuel or LOX if it's not fully loaded. And, we might want to just take a few more minutes for that. So that T-minus 40-second hold can be really helpful. But we don't have that option on Falcon, so it's a little bit different here.
We're just inside T-minus 2 minutes and counting. The good news right now we're hearing it doesn't look like we're going to need to hold a T-minus 40 seconds as the boats are clearing out of the way. Next event coming up, TVC wiggles as we move the center engines on the first stage.
Yeah, they were talking about there's lots of spectator boats. Here we go.
You can see maybe just a little bit there.
They're wiggling a little bit.
90 seconds, wiggles are underway as we're checking out the first stage.
This is super cool.
TVC checks are complete.
I am so grateful.
Next major event we're going to hear, hopefully, is the flight director go for launch at T-minus 30 seconds.
I'm so grateful that I get to redo the Saturn V experience with a new rocket.
As we're coming up on T-minus 1 minute.
Growing up watching Saturn V footage, it's just amazing. Some of the pad footage.
We did hold at 40 seconds, but it took a few seconds for the clock to recover, so we're going to watch that. And as we press to T0, we're going to watch and listen the second test flight of Starship.
And once we get to the last 10 seconds, I'm going to shut up if I can and just watch. And I think the clock is off. Here we go. All the nerds in California.
Back to rapid recycle.
Uh-oh, they went back to 40. Planned hold. All right. I've got my X alerts going.
Back at Hawthorne, we're at T-minus 40 seconds in holding. We had a rapid recycle. We've not heard anything over the countdown net as the team works both first and second stages.
I really don't want to get up
monitor
at
the
5
nets there
o'clock
for a
again
minute.
tomorrow. Let's light this candle. Oh, gosh.
Got a little
150,000.
bit of an update. We're continuing to hold at T-minus 40 seconds. This is the normal hold point for Starship, as we talked earlier. Sounds like we're working just late pressurization on, I believe, the second stage. Team is working it. All the other systems are on hold right now at 40 seconds. We can hold here for about 15 minutes or so before we would run out of window for this morning.
Yep, they have a 20-minute window. That's what they advertised.
So right now they're working on filling pressure vessels. And ideally we'll be able to solve this and come back and release the clock at T-minus 40 seconds. We're going to continue to listen and monitor for another few minutes.
So I walked around this whole area. I don't know if you can see my mouse. This area over here. I've got bits and pieces from a rapid unplanned disassembly. There's like pieces of carbon fiber and some like foil pieces that were over here.
And it's worth mentioning here that don't go away. We are holding at T-minus 40 seconds, but once the teams have resolved and see the data that they want to see, the clock can restart straight away, and
So I was
ticking down.
excuse me. So I was able to walk around this whole area. It's pretty amazing the access that you
now,
get.
while we do have the ability to
I think
hold
I mentioned
for
it
up to
that
30
that
minutes,
is
we only have a 20-minute launch window, so
public
don't
road
go
to get
away,
to Boca
don't
Chica
change the
Beach.
channel. And just like
So it's
Shiva
pretty
said,
amazing. You can
we
just
can
walk up
restart
there.
that clock, and there it is.
And there it goes.
Here we go. Clock is resumed.
Clock is rolling. T-minus 30 seconds.
Get ready to nerd out if you're into rockets. This is the most powerful rocket that humans have built. They were saying
T-minus 15.
twice as powerful as the Saturn V
10.
at this
9,
stage.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
All engines lit. You can see the engine map down in the lower left.
Chambers pressure nominal.
Looking much better than Flight 1 so far. Everybody's lit. Look at that. Sorry, I said I was going to be quiet. I can't. Can't do it. It's too exciting.
We are T-plus 40 seconds into the flight of Starship.
Everybody's
33
burning.
Raptor engines
Position
powering the
booster
first
right
stage.
Power and telemetry nominal.
We've heard power and telemetry nominal call out. We're heading downrange over the Gulf of Mexico.
Right on. All engines are still lit. That was a major problem with the first flight.
And that call out tells us Starship is through the period of greatest stress on the way to space.
And the rocket's still white. It's actually
Now,
stainless
the next
steel.
major event is hot staging in just over 90 seconds from now. To get ready, the booster will shut down all but 3 of the Raptor engines. Clamps holding the 2 stages together will release, and the Starship's second stage will ignite its engines. Starship will then separate from the Super Heavy booster and head to space. And at the same time, the 3 engines that are still firing on Super Heavy will flip the booster around. 10 more engines will ignite for the boost back burn, putting the first stage on path for a splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico.
was hoping we'd have some camera views from the rocket, but not yet. All the Raptors are burning. That is amazing. Wow, what a view. What a great view. Oh, there's some concerned voices in the neighborhood.
Engine power continues to look nominal on 33 Raptor engines. We're about to shut down the first stage and perform staging. Let's watch and listen.
This is a big deal. This is the moment. The whole thing could just go kaboom right here.
And acquisition of signal Houston and New Orleans.
Yeah, hot staging.
Booster engine cut off.
All but the center 3. That's expected. Hot stage.
Stage separation.
Boost back burn.
You're hearing the cheering. The first ever successful hot stage for SpaceX's Starship.
Incredible views of our Super Heavy booster.
Oh, it blew up.
As
Oh
you
my
can
God, it
see,
blew
the
up.
Super Heavy booster has just experienced a
That's
rapid,
a ride.
unscheduled disassembly. However, our ship is still underway with
Ship
all
avionics,
6.
power and telemetry nominal.
And we
Oh
just heard
my.
there, ship avionics, power and telemetry nominal. All 6 engines are lit, as you can see from the GUI there at the bottom right-hand side of your
whoa.
screen.
Starship's actually flown more than the booster, so
Now, we did know that the that hot staging was going to be incredibly dynamic. We knew that there was a chance that the booster would not survive, but we're going to take that data and figure out how we can make the booster better for the next hot stage.
yeah,
That hot
it
staging
very well
put a
could
lot
be
of load
that
on the top of the booster, and of course it flipped around there. A lot of dynamic stuff happening, but ship is still going strong.
And it's doing great. Right now,
I don't
the
know if they're
ship,
gonna
the
do that
second
again.
stage, is on its way. Like we said, you can see all 6 of its engines are ignited. The next
So
major
lower right
milestone
is the
for
engine
the
map
ship
for the
will be the
Starship.
shutdown of those engines, or SECO.
I'm
Second
really surprised
engine
we don't have
cutoff,
views from there.
which, if you follow our Falcon 9 launches, familiar terminology there. So far, today has been incredibly successful, even with the RUD of the Super Heavy booster. This is amazing.
Primary objective of the booster today, to get to hot staging, to get ship on its way to orbit. It did that admirably.
So, David, your question:
we
how
definitely
many
asked our
time-traveling men in black are there? At least 2.
All right, great news
'cause
there.
there's
That
always
trajectory
main
for
and a
ship
partner.
is nominal.
At least 2.
Once again, Starship
like the
second
Sith.
stage. It's firing those engines, and as you just heard, everything's looking good. Now, for the ship, we wanted it to survive hot staging, which, as you can see there by that little dot on your screen, it did. We also want to basically demonstrate that the successful startup of those engines, demonstrating controlled ascent, which is what it's doing right now, and eventually orbital insertion. We are hoping to basically send this around the Earth, and if it makes it this far, splash down in the Pacific Ocean, a couple hundred miles north of Hawaii. Now, if we get that far, like all of that sounds great.
I really
Secondary
suspect that the hot
objectives for ship,
stage
again,
destroyed the
continuing
top of
to
the
gather
booster stage
engine data
or
and
damaged
about
it.
its health, performance.
Nominal ship chamber pressures.
Great news there. That
The Saturn
tells us that the
V,
chamber pressures
which
inside
have
of
one back
the
here.
Starship. Again, that's
The
that
Saturn
small dot on
V
your
did not
screen.
do hot
The-
staging.
basically
What it
the
actually
propellant,
did is it had
pressures
small
in
rockets.
The ship are looking good.
Small. I mean, small is relative.
Yeah, the
Smaller
bottom
than the
right
main
corner of
Saturn
your
V
screen,
rockets,
you
but
can
it had
see,
staging
essentially
rockets on
a
each
user interface
stage.
showing us which
And so
engines are
when
lit.
it separated,
so
the
three
rockets would
center
fire,
sea level Raptor
and
engines
it
on
would
ship
push
are
the
gimbling
lower stage
engines.
away
The 3
and the upper
outer
stage
engines
up,
in the triangle, the larger
and that would
ones
force
are
the
Raptor
propellant in the upper
vacuum
stage
engines.
down to
All
where
of them
the
continuing
fuel
to
pickups were.
fire nominally, so they're at the pressures
I
that we
think they're probably
expect
going to redesign
try
and go to
get,
that because
into our
I'm
target
suspecting the
trajectory
data is
today.
going to indicate that
And
one
we're
of
not
the
targeting
probably
orbit
I think
today.
it's the
We're targeting almost
probably the
orbit
liquid
today.
oxygen
That's
tank on the
very
top stage
intentional as part of the mission design.
probably
The
was
goal
ruptured.
is to
Would be my
get
expectation
to
that the
a
data would
thrust
show.
profile similar to what we would need
We'll
for
see.
orbit, but also
And
to
expect
get to the
losses to
energy
I'm really
level
surprised that there aren't
that
any live
the
views
ship would
from
need to dissipate
Starship at this
for
point.
re-entry.
Maybe they're
And
probably
so
saving
we're
them.
actually going in a suborbital trajectory today, but that trajectory will get us to the energy levels that we need at reentry, where we can really stress that heat shield and get valuable data on reentry.
And I don't know if they're going to stick with the webcast all the way around the
trajectory here and seeing nominal pressures
all
means
the way
that we have a
to
really
Hawaii.
good shot of hitting our target orbit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're
Now,
in Hawaii
if
that you'll be able to
the
see
booster had
the
survived, we would
plasma
be
trail of
around
the
the time where
Starship
it would be
entering.
getting
I
ready
don't
to
know if that's
land,
gonna be
performing its
possible or not.
re-entry, but it unfortunately did not survive. That being said, that's okay. It survived several
Terminal guide.
seconds after hot staging, so we're going to take that data and improve the hot staging sequence and probably improve the hardware itself for the next flight.
Yeah, you staged a rocket. That's a big deal. Because that's a very difficult problem to do. I don't know if the rocket's blowing up now or if that's engine. I think that's cutoff. Engine cutoff. If that is expected. Because it's they did say it's suborbital. Bodacious Enlightenment is here. Good morning.
They're standing by for a call out here. Coming up on the projected time that ship would shut down its engines.
I think that is a normal shutdown.
As you can tell by the excitement from the crowd here at Mission Control Center in Hawthorne. Oh, there's a great view of our Star Command Center. That's
There's
our
Elon.
control center at Starbase, Texas.
Dork
The
in a
crowd
cowboy
here,
hat.
Mission Control Center behind us in Hawthorne. Everyone is super exciting. What a successful day this has been so far.
I think they got to be happy about everything that's happened today. Ecstatic, I think, would be the word I would use. The fact that they got it up and all the Raptors burned on the first stage all the way to the hot staging is an amazing accomplishment. The Raptors have been fairly fragile.
Up to this point, major successful milestones through hot staging, which was the big objective today.
So I don't know what Elon looks like when he's excited. I'm guessing he's excited. That's got to be.
So
the excited
we are
Elon.
going to head
He's
into
waiting,
the coast
of
phase.
course.
Planned for the next about hour and 5 minutes. We'll be returning around the T plus 1 hour and 15 minute mark.
Special.
And that's while we're waiting for Starship to continue on to its next step for reentry. We're not totally sure what video we're going to get, and that video comes normally by overflying ground stations, but we don't have a ton along our flight
Elon's
path.
kid?
So fingers crossed that we will get some via Starlink on this mission
weird
since we're
singer
testing
girl
that
had
out.
a kid. I think Elon's got like 18 kids or something. He's
And also give us a moment. We are hearing some chatter on the net, so we're going to try to parse that for you.
For a mega nerd, he seems to get around a little bit. Oh, is that his brother? Oh, okay, cool. Maybe that's a good look in South Africa. I don't know about that hat. Can't quite see the pattern on it. Yeah, I see a little resemblance. A lot of cameras. This is going to make an excellent documentary. He keeps looking at the camera. Am I a camera? Am I a camera? I don't want to be on camera. What the hell's I don't want to be on camera. Elon still looks like he's expecting the signal to come. He doesn't look like it's crashed or anything. Maybe it has. The trajectory took it kind of to the southeast.
John Innsbrucker back here in Hawthorne at our webcast desk. We have lost the data from the second stage. We had heard a call out that we were internal guidance, which means we were getting near the end of the approximately 6-minute burn of Starship. But we haven't gotten any more data since then, so we think we may have lost the second stage. So we would not be into coast phase. We wouldn't be able to come back in an hour or so and possibly get ready for reentry. However, what we do know right now is we had an on-time launch at 7 o'clock. We got through the boats. First stage looked beautiful with 33 Raptor engines firing. We got the hot staging, you know, the thing that we really wanted to see and impressed. We saw the separation. We saw the flip maneuver. We saw the light up of the 6 Raptor engines on Starship, and it headed away. Everything really looked good. But what we do believe right now is that the automated flight termination system on second stage appears to have triggered very late in the burn as we were headed downrange out over the Gulf of Mexico.
Bummer.
But the real topping on the cake today, that successful liftoff, Kate, Shiva, the hot staging is just beautiful. Exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah, ultimately, honestly, such an incredibly successful day. Even though we did have a RUD, or a rapid unscheduled disassembly, of both the Super Heavy booster and the ship, that's great. We got so much data, and that will all help us to improve for our next flight.
Of course, and that's why we flight test, and you can bet that there's going to be more to come. So we really do want to thank you all for joining us. Of course, we want to thank the people of Cameron County. We want to thank all the federal agencies that have supported us for our test, and of course, a huge congratulations to the entire SpaceX team on getting through this flight test today. And I think with that, we're going to sign off from here in Hawthorne.
Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
And we're done. That was amazing. That was so cool. I'm so happy for SpaceX, because that was mostly successful, I would say. You know, for the second flight of the fully integrated rocket, pretty freaking amazing that they got it to hot stage. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment. Let's see, Bodacious real quick. Our David said it's going to glide around to the reentry point. They said they did a RUD, or they blew it up. It blew itself up, I think is what they said. So the flight termination system is probably designed such that if it loses communication, that it blows up. The trajectory map that I saw indicated that it wasn't going to fly over any significant population. It didn't look like, at least. It was going to fly to the southeast, over the Gulf of Mexico, and then kind of skirt most of the Lesser Antilles, it looked like, and then head over to the Atlantic Ocean. And then by that point, if it reached that point, it would be in its glide trajectory to take it around the rest of the Earth to Hawaii. So once it got to the main engine cutoff, if it got to the main engine cutoff, it would be safe and probably wouldn't crash into any populated areas. I mean, because once you get it up, once you get it into the glide, you know, you just got to glide around till you re-enter north of Hawaii. So I think that was always the plan there. But more than likely, the ship detected a leak somewhere, detected some abnormality, and blew itself up. That would be my guess as to what happened. Obviously, SpaceX will come back and tell us what happened at a later date. Sorry, I unmuted. But yeah, that was pretty amazing. Honestly, that was more than I could have hoped for watching as a space nerd. That was super cool. Archie says that was fun. I agree, 100% agree.
Be excellent to each other.
And Bodacious added, I love the transparency of this, that you get to see it raw. There's no spin or showmanship. Yeah. It's quite a different approach than most things that are, you know, happening these days. There's always lots of spin on everything, it seems like. So this is our product. We're gonna shoot it up. It's kind of hard to hide. I mean, it goes once it's up in the air. You know. Anyway. I'm rambling now. I am gonna have more coffee. Have your favorite beverage at whatever time of the morning it is, or afternoon. David, let's see. David is looking at 1 p.m. So, David, raise a glass of whatever you prefer at that time of day. I'm going to have more coffee for myself. Good times. I'm going to continue to work on my office here. And this is still not the configuration I really like. I really don't like this view that I've got of my stuff back here. So I got to work on that. But anyway, Matt's got a new video. Sweet. He's been a little, hasn't had anything new in a little while. So, and I got caught up in the redesign of the office. And so my video this week did not get done. So I'm going to have to finish one up hopefully today. I got a backup video that I can finish up in a little bit shorter order, but I will be getting that out hopefully by this evening. Regular stream on Monday. We're gonna do Monday and no Wednesday because I'm gonna take time off for the holiday, but that is the plan. So with that, thanks for coming in and watching the SpaceX stream with me. That was super cool. And have a great Saturday, rest of your Saturday, David. And I will see y'all on Monday. Bye-bye.